the Mendoza one. So they just sent her over here to
So there's a co-defendant in this case.
Yes, Judge Mendoza, he's here too, but we're waiting on counsel to show up. And she said she was gonna ask for a court opponent.
Ms. Vargas, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
Hold up, did you catch that? She's being charged with unlawful carry of a weapon and could face up to a year in jail. Now, in Texas, simply possessing a firearm isn't illegal unless you're underage, on probation, or, say, riding with marijuana in the car. This case is walking a legal tightrope. So what's really at the center? The gun, the weed, or both? Tell me in the comments. Who do you think holds the real blame here?
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. On February 21st, 2025, at around midnight, officers in Harris County, Texas were patrolling Greens Point Drive when they observed a truck with expired registration from December of 2024. A traffic stop was conducted. Upon approach, the officer detected a strong odor of marijuana from the vehicle. After the defendant was removed from the front passenger seat and detained, a search revealed a marijuana cigar and a pistol magazine under the driver's seat. The officers located a black Taurus pistol with a loaded magazine and a purse behind the driver's seat. After being Mirandized, the defendant claimed that the pistol belonged to her friend's boyfriend and admitted that the purse was hers. Additional marijuana was found in a yellow backwoods container in the center console.
Was the gun found in her purse? Near the purse? Because...
Yes, the pistol was found inside her purse behind the driver's seat.
Okay. But Ms. Mendoza, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. How old are you, ma'am?
18.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to test you. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of weapons. If I find that you have a weapon, likewise, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds, ma'am.
Judge, could I get the calls number one more time?
255-2544.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, ma'am?
Probably.
Do you work? What do you do?
I'm a hostess.
Did you graduate from high school?
No.
Okay, we're going to work on that as well. I will give you a lawyer today, okay? I need you to fill out an application, so Deputy Miranda is going to give you an application. I need you to fill it out for me. I'll have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily. But all I want are my streets to be safe. If I find that you pick up a new case, if I find that you're a danger, you break these conditions, it's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand? This is the only warning that you're going to get, so heed it well. Okay, come on.
Record flag.
This morning. It's not on your document.
I don't have it on my
but I added.
I don't understand how we have now another case. So since January, we're now working our fourth case.
4-6.
Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. Speak up loud enough for this man to hear you.
Sir. You now stand charged with another unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
On February 21st, 2025 at 12:23 a.m., officers in Harris County, Texas were patrolling 400 Greens Point Drive when they observed a vehicle with expired registration from December of 2024. A traffic stop was conducted. Upon approach, the officers detected a strong odor of marijuana from the vehicle. After the defendant was removed and detained, a search revealed a marijuana cigar and a pistol magazine under the driver's seat. When questioned about a firearm, the defendant claimed no knowledge of its location. Additional marijuana, 14.85 grams, was found in a yellow backwoods container in the center console. Continuing the search, officers located a black Smith & Wesson pistol unholstered underneath the back middle seat with a loaded magazine, but no round in the chamber. After consulting with the DA's office, charges were accepted as the defendant was under 21 years of age.
That the only reason? Being under 21? Or was it coupled with something else, other criminality? I mean, if it's just under 21, I'm going to have a problem with it. But if you tell me that there's weed in the car, then that's a separate issue.
Yes, Judge, it is the marijuana, and that's what the information states.
Let's see.
One for sure.
Right. Okay. So it says here, February 21, 2025, did then there unlawfully, intentionally, and knowingly carry on or about the defendant's person a handgun in a motor vehicle under the control of the defendant, and the defendant was engaged in criminal activity other than a Class C misdemeanor that is a violation of law or ordinance regulating traffic, namely possession of marijuana. Okay. Mr. Mendoza, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now going
Okay, fourth case since January. This isn't just a court hearing anymore. Anna Marie, it's starting to feel like a full-blown courtroom soap opera. And Judge Mendoza, he's clearly not amused. Now she's got an ankle monitor with a 9 o'clock p.m. curfew, basically house arrest, light version. So here's the question. What would you do?
put an ankle monitor on you, and I'm going to give you a curfew of 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. I'm now also sending you for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, and I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. If I find that you're using anything as of today, you will go into custody. Do you understand? You're working on your fourth case since January of this year. I am not happy with you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you have a weapon, if I find that you pick up a new case, if I find that you break curfew, it's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand? You're not to have contact with the co-defendant in this case as well. All right, so I'm going to send him for a test. He's to come back, and then we'll have the other bond conditions for him.
You bet, Joe.
Depending on how the test comes back, we're at a reset. So if it's positive for something, then what we'll do is we'll set him off for 40 to 50 days for him to get, clean out, and then we'll do another test and we'll go from there. He will have a curfew. If and the GPS monitor, he breaks the curfew, then so you already know. I've already had to revoke your bond multiple times on your other cases. You know what happens.
9 p.m. to 6 a.m. means you're in the house by 9 p.m. and you do not leave the house until 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, clear. Thank you, Judge. And would you like me to wait around for that reset and for that, or?
I guess,
Before you get with me?
we'll get you the date, and then just leave your cell phone.
Absolutely.
That way I can call you, and then we'll let you know, or we can have you Zoom on.
You bet, Judge. Thank you so much. Would you like him to? Okay.
Mr. Lieber.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Hey,
Just wanted to, who I'm here on. Judge, this situation is easily distinguished from the first one. And the reason why I wanted to bring him in, I wanted the court to see his leg. It is completely chewed up underneath where this scram device is. He had a zero blow. That's not the issue.
but do we not have a positive?
There's no positive at all, Judge. Zero. It is.
Zara is the last name, right?
Viharo, yes, sir. It's 250-6632.
Okay. So the BVR is, we have a confirmed tamper from 2/20/25, 2/37 for 2 days, we have a tamper.
Our vehicular crimes division wanted to object on this case, so if we could have a moment to reach out to them.
Yeah, Mr. Leeper, I guess you give me a second, see if we
That's
can
fine.
get Mr. Silva here. Is she the one that's coming? You know?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
I know they're early too. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you mind?
No worries, Judge. Thank you.
For sure. Carl,
We won't be able to offer him a fugitive bond, but we were gonna,
a what?
a fugitive bond. You said no.
I don't remember. I mean,
But
we've
we're-
had so many cases.
But I'm on, but we're gonna reapproach.
I'm happy to hear.
So the
but-
only question, but I do have a question though. So if I have a client that has a fugitive warrant, the other court controls their court team? Or does this court?
No. So is he on docket today?
No.
So what happens if someone has an open case elsewhere
Okay,
and they've not made bond on that case?
okay,
This fugitive case is put on hold. It's told until they either make bond on the case upstairs or they dispose of it somehow. They plead or it gets dismissed.
wow,
Then if they have waived here, the 14 days starts running. If they have not waived, then we need to bring them back to do all the, either the waiver, either a bond, or we get a governor's warrant.
got it, okay.
The governor's warrant takes another 90 days. So do you know, have they made bond? Is it a felony case?
Well, he made bond on his felony case.
He made bond,
The case is out of Maryland.
right? But
He made a bond on his, yeah,
did he refuse here?
no.
He waived?
Mhm.
So the 14 days has started ticking already from the day that he made bond. So if it's been like a week, he probably has some time under his belt. I don't know.
Okay,
But-
it's back on your docket next week.
Okay.
So we'll just
If you
approach.
want to move it up,
Okay.
can, but we got to let Day know, Mr. Kim, Day? Kim?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Let him know.
Okay.
Rope him in and then I'll do whatever you want to do. If you want to do it again, we can do it again, but I mean, no promises, right?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure. Mr. Alexander?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Alexander.
We're in front of you today on a evading case, Judge. I want to see if you'd hear PC on this one.
Okay. Oh, he has a fugitive case too.
Yes, that was appointed previously on the fugitive. It's out of Mississippi, but he's got an evading, which we're dealing with today.
Okay. And he's got an open burglary habitation.
Upstairs, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Alexander, you're charged with evading arrest or detention. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
On February 20th, 2025, at approximately 1:00 p.m., the officer was conducting a proactive investigation of a burglary of a habitation in Harris County, Texas. The officer was in plain clothes and driving an unmarked police vehicle. The officer saw an individual matching the description of the suspect caught on ring camera burglarizing a house. The individual is later identified as the defendant. The officers observed the defendant crossing a road where no crosswalk was provided. And then the plainclothes officer advised a marked police unit to stop the defendant and ID him for the traffic violation. The officer approached the defendant in the marked police vehicle with emergency lights activated. The defendant noticed the officer and began to run through an apartment complex. The officer drove into the apartment complex and the officer in plain clothes drove into the apartment complex and he was able to cut off the defendant and apprehend him. The defendant evaded for approximately 300
He didn't
yards.
tell him to stop?
So, but he was.
No, we don't work on hunches, right? You can't assume anything.
I'm not, Judge. I'm saying that he saw the emergency lights were activated and he ran away from the police officer.
Did he tell him to stop?
No, Judge.
Yeah, no problem cause.
Thank you, Judge.
Of course. Okay.
On February 21st, 2025, officers observed the defendant run a stop sign at Probable Lane while turning into Leewood heading north in Harris County, Texas. A traffic stop was conducted. The officer requested identification and the defendant provided a TDCJ inmate card with the name Dangwin. The officer ran that name and it came back to have some multiple City of Houston warrants, so placed the defendant under arrest. At JPC, they fingerprinted him through ACES and found that his true identity was Angwin, and that time he had a felony warrant for PCS.
Okay. Mr. Nguyen, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you run his license, please? See if he has a license.
Is not eligible, Your Honor.
You are not allowed to drive. You do not have a Texas driver license. Do you understand? Unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name, do not get into a car. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising you you're not going to drive, Mr. Lewin. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if you have to go save someone and get in a car. Do not drive. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine, not to mention revoking your bond and putting you in jail. Do you understand? If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance, and then I will happily take this thing off. All I'm asking you to do is follow the law. Do not drive until you get those things and approval from us. That is the only condition that we are going to place on you today, Ms. Nguyen. You have a lawyer because you have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with Kimberly, and she will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If she tells me she cannot get a hold of you because you're playing games or you've taken off, I will issue a warrant. No more PR bonds. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive,
Yeah, she've had a surety bond.
and then after that, we'll let you go.
Yeah, surety bond.
Okay, yeah, I mean, and so he also has something upstairs as well. So do you want the same day?
I want to talk to Victoria about that. I think this will probably, that case will probably resolve this case, so.
Yeah, but we gotta put it in a day. I
I'm
mean,
gonna do the same day, but I think we could shop a little bit later.
it's okay, whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Reed, come on.
Good to see you. Pleasure.
You too?
It's good.
Wonderful. Always good. Four. Thanks. I would have more if I had more money too. I'm just,
Good to see you, right? I know, good to see you.
you too? Who's junior? And you are? The third. The third. Gentlemen, both of you are charged with evading arrest or detention. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay.
On February 20th, 2025, the officer from dispatched to First Baptist Church. A caller stated that a white pickup truck parked behind the Baptist Church and two Hispanic males exited the truck and were walking around the property. The officer arrived on scene and observed one of the ground level windows opened and a window air conditioner unit pushed in on the inside of the building. The officers then observed two Hispanic males exit the doors on the west side of the building. The defendants then turn and look at the officers and then run in the opposite direction for approximately 30 yards to C Street, run an additional 20 yards to First Street, and then turn and run an additional 30 to 40 yards. Due to the circumstances of the incidents indicating this was possible burglary in progress, with fleeing suspects who could have been armed, the officers drew their duty pistol and gave defendant Love Jr. several commands to get on the ground and allow him time to comply. He disregarded the commands.
This part hits hard. Life doesn't get easier. You get fatter. You lose hair. Real talk from the judge. And honestly, he's not wrong. He's not just handing out justice. He's delivering a life lesson. That's one of those rare moments where the courtroom feels more like a TED Talk. But here's the question. Do speeches like this actually hit home for young defendants, or does it all just go in one ear and out the other?
The officer took defendant Love Jr. to the ground. Defendant Love III ran around the building and then subsequently followed commands to lay on the ground. They were both detained. Defendant Love Jr. stated that they panicked, so they ran. The officer stated, "You looked right at me and knew I was a cop, but you still ran," to which the defendant stated, "I know, bro, it wasn't the right thing to do, sir."
Your Honor.
They look at the cop and they run.
Yes, Your Honor.
Cops never tell them to stop. And what are they doing wrong? I guess, I mean, what is this, Minority Report? You know what I mean?
I don't have anything additional to say.
Guys, be careful. You know what I mean? How old are you, sir?
18.
You gotta be careful, man. When you start racking up convictions, life doesn't get easier, man. It gets so much more difficult. And the more convictions you rack up, you're only 18, man. Life doesn't get easier. You get bigger, fatter, you lose hair. It doesn't get easier. And the more convictions you get, the worse you make life. Life is all about money. And if you have money, then life is great. And you only get it with one thing. This or this. Hard work or knowledge. going around picking up cases, that's not the right way. Don't pollute. Do you understand?
Sir.
I'm going to find no probable cause on both of your cases.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take a seat. Good morning, Miss Mary. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you then. Okay.
Your Honor, on Sunday, February 23rd, 2025, officers observed a vehicle hit a curb median while traveling eastbound at the 10,500 Almeda Genoa Road in Harris County, Texas. A traffic stop was conducted. The officer smelled a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage on her breath and observed her to have glassy eyes. The defendant admitted to drinking 1 tequila Sunrise alcoholic beverage. SMSTs were conducted. It was a 6 out of 6 on the H2N, but they transported her to JPC for the other test due to the rainy weather and the defendant being wearing heels. She then at JPC refused the rest of the SMSTs and blood warrants.
Okay. Miss Mary, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Have you run her to see if she has any priority to be eyes and if she has a license? Please. Miss Mary, I'm going to, like I said, find probable cause. I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using either, I will revoke your bond, put you in custody. Do you understand?
He is eligible if he is necessary.
Great. As long as you have valid liability insurance in your name, as well as the license, you may continue to drive. If you do not have either, then you may not drive. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel and they'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you because you've gone AWOL, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Don't pick up any new case. All right? For now, I'll have you sign a resale. Victoria will have you get with Felicia if your bond conditions, then you're free to go. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.